In the vast expanse of the cosmos, a mighty galactic civilization, known as the Galactic Empire, had expanded across thousands of planets, unifying them under its rule. For centuries, this colossal empire had dominated interstellar affairs, subjugating alien races and incorporating them into its ever-growing dominion. However, there remained one world that had long evaded the Empire's notice: the small blue-green planet called Earth. Isolated from the rest of the galaxy, Earth and its inhabitants had developed in relative obscurity, unaware of the greater happenings beyond their own solar system. That all changed on a fateful day when the scouts of the Galactic Empire, during a routine survey mission, detected the unmistakable signs of intelligent life on this previously unknown world. Intrigued by this discovery, the Empire mobilized its resources, dispatching a small diplomatic fleet to make first contact with the inhabitants of this remote planet. The massive ships of the Galactic Empire descended from the skies, their alien technologies shimmering in the Earth's atmosphere. The leaders of this expedition, adorned in ornate robes and bearing the insignia of the Empire, made their way to the surface, seeking an audience with the various governments of Earth. At first, the people of Earth were awestruck by the arrival of these extraterrestrial visitors. News of the alien contact spread like wildfire, captivating the imaginations of people worldwide. Governments scrambled to establish lines of communication, eager to learn more about this vast interstellar civilization and the opportunities it might bring. However, as the representatives of the Galactic Empire laid out their terms, a growing sense of unease settled over the leaders of Earth. The Empire's demands were clear. They expected Earth to willingly submit to their authority, integrating its people and resources into the larger whole of the galactic dominion. In return, they promised technological advancements, economic prosperity, and the protection of the Empire's might. Yet many on Earth viewed this as nothing more than a thinly veiled ultimatum. They had lived for centuries in relative isolation, freed from the influence of any external powers. The thought of surrendering their hard-won independence to a distant, expansionist empire filled them with a deep sense of dread. Tensions began to rise as the negotiations grew more heated. The diplomats of the Galactic Empire, used to swift compliance from the worlds they encountered, found themselves increasingly frustrated by the stubborn resistance of the Earth's leaders. Attempts to sway them with promises of wealth and power fell on deaf ears, as the people of Earth remained steadfast in their determination to chart their own course. As the standoff continued, it became evident that a conflict was brewing, one that would pit the might of the Galactic Empire against the resolve of a small, isolated planet. The fate of Earth hung in the balance, as both sides prepared for a confrontation that would echo through the cosmos for generations to come. As the representatives of the Galactic Empire continued to press their demands upon the leaders of Earth, a growing sense of unease and determination began to take hold across the planet. The people of Earth had lived for centuries in relative isolation, freed from the influence of external powers. The thought of surrendering their hard-won independence to this distant, expansionist empire filled them with a deep sense of dread and defiance. Governments from around the world began to communicate and collaborate, realizing that the survival of their planet depended on a united front against the Galactic Empire's ambitions. They knew that individually, they stood no chance against the technological and military might of this vast interstellar civilization, but together, they might just have a chance. Hastily convened summits and emergency negotiations brought the leaders of Earth's nations together, as they worked to formulate a cohesive strategy to counter the Empire's demands. Passionate debates rage, with some advocating for a diplomatic solution, while others called for immediate and forceful resistance. In the end, it was a young, charismatic leader from a small but influential nation who managed to sway the others with a stirring speech. "We have lived in peace on this planet for generations," she declared, her words resonating with the audience. "Our ancestors fought and died to secure the freedoms we now enjoy. Are we to simply hand over our sovereignty to these alien overlords, to become mere subjects in their vast empire?" The crowd erupted in thunderous applause, their resolve hardening in the face of the Empire's ultimatum. The leaders of Earth's nations emerged from their discussions with a unanimous decision. They would not submit to the Galactic Empire's demands, no matter the consequences. Furious diplomatic messages were dispatched, conveying Earth's refusal to join the Empire. The representatives of the Galactic Empire, unused to such defiance, were taken aback by the bold stance of these primitive humans. They warned of the dire consequences that would befall Earth if it continued down this path of resistance, but their threats fell on deaf ears. Across the planet, a flurry of activity commenced as governments mobilized their resources and populations for a potential conflict. Scientists and engineers were tasked with reverse engineering the alien technologies the Empire had showcased, searching for ways to harness these advanced capabilities for their own defense. Military forces from around the world began coordinating strategy, preparing for the inevitable confrontation. The people of Earth, once divided by nationalistic and ideological differences, now stood united in their determination to defend their homeworld. They knew that the coming clash with the Galactic Empire would be a fight for their very survival, and they were willing to put everything on the line to protect the freedom and autonomy they had enjoyed for centuries. As the final ultimatum from the Empire's representatives expired, a deafening silence settled over the planet. All eyes turned skyward, waiting with bated breath for the Empire's next move. The fate of Earth now hung in the balance, as the small, isolated world braced itself for a confrontation that would shake the very foundations of the galaxy. The Galactic Empire, unaccustomed to such defiance from a primitive, isolated world, was not about to take Earth's refusal lightly. Having exhausted all diplomatic options, the Empire now prepared to unleash the full might of its formidable military might upon the unsuspecting planet. Vast fleets of sleek, alien warships emerged from the depths of space, their powerful engines propelling them towards Earth with alarming speed. Accompanying these massive vessels were legions of heavily armed ground troops, poised to overwhelm the planet's meager defenses. Meanwhile, on Earth, the governments and militaries of the world had been working tirelessly to ready themselves for the impending onslaught. Using the limited information they had gathered about the Galactic Empire's technologies, they had begun to reverse engineer and adapt these advanced capabilities to serve their own defensive needs. Fighter craft equipped with energy weapons, massive ground-based laser cannons, and even experimental spacecraft capable of reaching the outer atmosphere. These were just some of the innovative solutions the people of Earth had developed in their desperate race against time. As the first wave of the Empire's invasion force entered Earth's orbit, the planet's defenders sprang into action. Coordinated missile strikes and energy beam barrages lashed out, meeting the enemy ships with a ferocity that caught the Imperials off guard. The skies above Earth became a dazzling display of light and sound as the two sides engaged in a desperate aerial battle. On the ground, fierce firefights erupted as the Empire's ground troops attempted to establish beachheads and secure key strategic locations. But the human soldiers, empowered by their new technologies and fueled by an unwavering determination to protect their homeworld, fought with a tenacity that defied the Empire's expectations. For every Imperial soldier that fell, two more seemed to take their place, their advanced armor and weaponry proving no match for the ingenuity and adaptability of the human defenders. The streets of cities around the world became the stage for a brutal, unforgiving struggle, with neither side willing to back down. In the skies above, the aerial battle raged on, with both sides suffering heavy losses. The Empire's sheer numbers and firepower threatened to overwhelm the human forces, but the pilots of Earth's fighter craft refused to be cowed. They executed daring maneuvers, exploiting the weaknesses in the Imperial ship's defenses and delivering devastating strikes that slowly whittled away at the invaders' strength. As the days turned into weeks, the conflict showed no signs of abating. The people of Earth, bolstered by their hard-won victories, grew increasingly confident in their ability to hold back the Galactic Empire's advance. Meanwhile, the Imperials, unaccustomed to such fierce and determined resistance, grew frustrated and began to make costly tactical errors. Finally, in a desperate gambit, the Empire launched its ultimate offensive, a massive bombardment from its orbiting warships, raining down devastation upon the major cities of Earth. But even this onslaught was met with an unexpected response, as the planet's defenders activated a network of powerful energy shields, deflecting the Imperial barrage and leaving the invaders reeling in shock. Battered and demoralized, the Galactic Empire's forces began a slow, reluctant retreat, their dreams of conquering Earth shattered by the tenacity and ingenuity of its inhabitants. As the last of the Imperial ships disappeared into the depths of space, a cheer rose up from the people of Earth, who had against all odds emerged victorious in their desperate struggle for survival. The battle for Earth was over, but the consequences of this momentous conflict would reverberate through the galaxy for generations to come. As the last of the Galactic Empire's ships retreated from Earth's orbit, the people of the planet erupted into a frenzy of celebration. After weeks of fierce fighting against the overwhelmingly powerful invaders, they had emerged victorious, defying all expectations and delivering a stunning blow to the mighty Empire. Across the world, crowds poured into the streets, cheering and waving flags as the news of their triumph spread like wildfire. Leaders from every nation came together, shaking hands and embracing, their differences forgotten in the face of this momentous shared achievement. "We did it," exclaimed the young, charismatic leader who had rallied the world's resolve against the Empire's demands. "Against all odds, the people of Earth have shown the galaxy that we will not be subjugated, that we will fight for our freedom with every ounce of our being." The crowds roared in approval, their spirits soaring with a newfound sense of pride and confidence. For so long, they had been isolated and overlooked, a mere speck in the vast expanse of the cosmos. But now, they had proven themselves to be a force to be reckoned with, capable of standing up to the most formidable of interstellar powers. As the initial euphoria began to subside, a more sober assessment of the situation set in. The battle had been a costly one, with many lives lost in the defense of their homeworld. The damage to cities and infrastructure was widespread, and the full extent of the devastation would take time to evaluate and repair. Yet, despite these challenges, the people of Earth were filled with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. They had tasted victory against an enemy that had once seemed invincible, and they were not about to let that triumph slip away. "This is just the beginning," the young leader declared, her voice ringing with conviction. "The Galactic Empire has learned a hard lesson today, that the people of Earth will not be intimidated, that we will fight to the last to protect our freedom and our way of life." In the aftermath of the battle, the governments of the world began to work together in unprecedented ways, pooling their resources and expertise to rebuild and fortify their defenses. Scientists and engineers, inspired by the success of their reverse-engineered technologies, redoubled their efforts to further enhance their capabilities. Meanwhile, the Galactic Empire, reeling from its humiliating defeat, convened emergency sessions to determine how to respond to this unexpected turn of events. The loss of face and the potential threat posed by this newly empowered human civilization weighed heavily on the Imperial leadership. Ultimately, the Empire made a bold and unprecedented decision. It would impose a complete ban on any further contact or entry to the planet Earth. The homeworld of these upstart humans was now off limits, its inhabitants forbidden from engaging with the rest of the galaxy. It was a drastic measure, but one the Empire deemed necessary to protect its dominance and prevent the spread of this newfound human defiance. As the news of the Empire's decree reached Earth, the people greeted it with a mix of relief and trepidation. On one hand, they were glad to have averted the threat of further invasion and subjugation. But on the other, they knew that this isolation could bring its own challenges and consequences, both for themselves and for the future of their relationship with the rest of the galaxy. Nevertheless, the people of Earth remained resolute in their determination to shape their own destiny. They had proven their mettle in the face of overwhelming odds, and they were ready to tackle whatever the future might hold, confident in their ability to overcome any obstacle that stood in their way. As the euphoria over Earth's stunning victory against the Galactic Empire began to subside, the people of the planet found themselves facing a new set of challenges and uncertainties. The grand triumph had come at a heavy price, with widespread damage to cities and infrastructure, and countless lives lost in the fierce battles. Yet, even amidst the grief and the rebuilding efforts, a profound sense of pride and empowerment swept across the world. The once isolated human civilization had not only held its own against the mighty imperial forces, but had emerged victorious, delivering a humiliating defeat to the arrogant, expansionist empire. "We have shown the galaxy that we are a force to be reckoned with," declared the young, charismatic leader who had rallied the world's defiance. "Our victory has proven that the people of Earth are not to be trifled with, that we will fight tooth and nail to defend our freedom and sovereignty." The leader's words were met with thunderous applause and cheers as the citizens of Earth celebrated their newfound status in the galactic community. No longer were they mere spectators, content to watch the events of the cosmos unfold from afar. They had now taken their place on the stage, commanding respect and attention from even the most powerful of interstellar civilizations. However, the Galactic Empire, reeling from its humiliating defeat, was not about to let this challenge to its authority go unanswered. In a bold and unprecedented move, the Empire imposed a complete ban on any further contact or entry to the planet Earth, effectively isolating the human civilization from the rest of the galaxy. The news of the imperial decree was met with a mix of relief and trepidation on Earth. On one hand, the people were glad to have averted the threat of further invasion and subjugation. But on the other, they knew that this isolation could bring its own set of challenges and consequences, both for themselves and for their future interactions with the wider galactic community. "The Empire may have banned us from their domain, but that does not diminish our accomplishment," the young leader declared. "We have proven our worth, and we will use this opportunity to grow stronger, to develop our own technologies and capabilities, and to chart our own course in the cosmos." Across the world, governments and scientific communities began to work together in unprecedented ways, pooling their resources and expertise to reverse engineer the advanced technologies they had acquired during the conflict. The goal was not only to fortify their defenses against any future imperial aggression, but also to harness these capabilities for the betterment of humanity as a whole. Breakthroughs in fields such as energy production, transportation, and communication soon followed, as the people of Earth leveraged their newfound knowledge to transform their way of life. Cities were rebuilt with innovative, sustainable designs, and the global economy experienced a surge of growth and prosperity, fueled by the rapid technological advancements. Yet, even as the world celebrated these remarkable achievements, a lingering sense of unease and uncertainty remained. The Galactic Empire, still smarting from its defeat, had made it clear that it would not tolerate this challenge to its authority. The threat of retaliation or further conflict continued to weigh heavily on the minds of Earth's leaders and its citizens. "We must remain vigilant," the young leader warned, her voice tinged with a hint of caution. "The Empire may have backed off for now, but we cannot assume that they have given up on their ambitions. We must continue to strengthen our defenses, to develop our capabilities, and to forge alliances with any other civilizations that might share our desire for independence and self-determination." As the world turned its attention to the task of rebuilding and reinventing itself, the people of Earth knew that they stood at a crossroads, their future hanging in the balance. The victory against the Galactic Empire had been a monumental achievement, but the true test of their mettle was yet to come. With the Galactic Empire's devastating invasion firmly behind them, the people of Earth turned their attention to the task of harnessing the advanced technologies they had acquired during the conflict. The reverse engineering of the Imperial's sophisticated weaponry, spacecraft, and other systems had unlocked a wealth of knowledge that was now ready to be applied for the betterment of humanity. Governments and scientific institutions across the world mobilized their resources, assembling teams of the brightest minds to spearhead this new era of technological renaissance. Boundaries and rivalries that had once divided the nations of Earth were quickly swept aside, as leaders recognized the imperative of working together to capitalize on this unprecedented opportunity. "The victory we have achieved has opened doors that we never even dreamed possible," declared the young, charismatic leader who had rallied the world's defiance against the Galactic Empire. "Now we must seize this moment and use our newfound knowledge to transform our planet, to improve the lives of all who call Earth home." And transform they did. Within a matter of years, the pace of scientific and technological progress on Earth began to accelerate at a dizzying rate. Breakthroughs in fields such as energy production, transportation, communication, and medicine soon followed, as researchers leveraged the insights gleaned from the imperial technologies. Solar power systems grew more efficient and widespread, harnessing the abundant energy of the sun to meet the world's growing demands. Advancements in battery technology and electric propulsion systems paved the way for a transportation revolution, with emissions-free vehicles and aircraft rapidly becoming the norm. In the realm of communication, quantum-based encryption and faster-than-light data transmission methods allowed for the creation of a truly global information network, breaking down barriers and facilitating unprecedented levels of collaboration and information sharing. Medical innovations, such as regenerative therapies and nanoscale surgical tools, promised to dramatically improve the quality of life and longevity for people across the planet. Yet, with these remarkable advancements came a growing sense of unease and concern. The people of Earth, once isolated and technologically primitive, now found themselves in possession of capabilities that rivaled, and in some cases surpassed, those of the mighty Galactic Empire. This sudden shift in the balance of power did not go unnoticed by the imperial leadership, who watched with a mixture of awe and trepidation as the human civilization continued to evolve and transform. "We must be cautious," the young leader warned, her tone tinged with a hint of caution. "The Empire may have banned us from their domain, but that does not mean they have given up on their ambitions. We must use our newfound knowledge and capabilities wisely, to improve the lives of our people, not to provoke further conflict." Across the world, debates raged on about the responsible use of these advanced technologies. Some advocated for a more aggressive, expansionist approach, arguing that Earth should now assert its dominance in the galactic community. Others, however, counseled for a more measured and diplomatic path, emphasizing the importance of maintaining peace and stability, both within their own borders and in their relations with the rest of the cosmos. In the end, the majority of Earth's leaders agreed that the priority should be on improving the lives of their citizens and safeguarding the planet's hard-won independence. However, they also recognized the need to maintain a strong defensive posture, should the Galactic Empire ever decide to revisit its ambitions of subjugating the human civilization. As the world continued to transform, the people of Earth found themselves at a crossroads, poised to embrace a future of unprecedented progress and prosperity, yet ever mindful of the lingering threats that lurked beyond their shores. The true test of their mettle would come in their ability to navigate this new uncharted territory, and to ensure that their hard-won victory against the Galactic Empire would endure for generations to come. Despite the Galactic Empire's humiliating defeat at the hands of the people of Earth, the imperial leadership knew that they could not simply ignore the threat posed by this newly empowered human civilization. The sudden and dramatic advancements in technology and scientific capabilities on the once isolated planet had not gone unnoticed, and the Empire's leaders were deeply concerned about the implications for their own dominance in the galaxy. Convening emergency sessions, the Imperial Council debated their next course of action. Some advocated for a renewed military offensive, arguing that the time had come to crush this upstart rebellion and reaffirm the Empire's authority. Others, however, counseled for a more diplomatic approach, recognizing that a heavy-handed response could further galvanize the people of Earth and potentially draw in other sympathetic civilizations. Ultimately, the imperial leadership decided to pursue a dual-track strategy, one that combined diplomatic overtures with a continued show of military might. Dispatching the new fleet of envoys to Earth, the Empire extended an olive branch, offering a path for the human civilization to rejoin the galactic community on what they claimed were mutually beneficial terms. The Galactic Empire has no desire for further conflict, the Imperial emissaries proclaimed. We understand the desire for self-determination, but we believe that true prosperity can only be achieved through integration and cooperation within our established order. The people of Earth, led by their young, charismatic leader, received the Empire's overtures with a mix of caution and skepticism. They had tasted freedom and independence, and the notion of once again submitting to the whims of a distant, expansionist power was deeply unsettling. We have fought too hard and sacrificed too much to simply hand over our sovereignty, the leader declared, her voice firm and unwavering. The Galactic Empire may offer us prosperity, but at what cost? We will not be subjugated, not now, not ever. As the diplomatic negotiations continued, tensions on both sides began to escalate. The Empire, frustrated by Earth's stubbornness, began to deploy increasingly aggressive military posturing, stationing warships along the edges of the solar system and conducting live-fire exercises that pushed the boundaries of the imposed no-entry zone. The people of Earth, in turn, responded with their own show of force, activating advanced defense systems and conducting training exercises that demonstrated their growing technological prowess. Spies and intelligence operatives from both sides began to infiltrate each other's territories, gathering information and sowing seeds of distrust. We must be vigilant, the young leader warned her advisors. The Empire is testing our resolve, probing for weaknesses. We cannot afford to let our guard down, not even for a moment. Across the world, the populace grew increasingly uneasy as the diplomatic standoff dragged on. Fears of a renewed imperial invasion, or even the possibility of a preemptive strike, weighed heavily on the minds of the people. The once celebratory mood that had followed their victory had given way to a pervasive sense of anxiety and uncertainty. Yet, even in the face of these mounting tensions, the people of Earth remained steadfast in their determination to preserve their hard-won independence. They had tasted the fruits of freedom, and they were not about to let that slip away, no matter the cost. As the diplomatic chess match continued, both sides knew that the stakes had never been higher. The fate of the human civilization, and perhaps the balance of power in the entire galaxy, hung in the delicate balance. The world held its breath, waiting to see which side would blink first, and what the consequences of that decision might be. After months of tense diplomatic negotiations and military posturing, the standoff between Earth and the Galactic Empire finally reached a delicate, yet fragile, resolution. Both sides, weary of the constant threat of conflict and the strain it was placing on their respective populations, recognized the necessity of finding a path forward that would preserve peace and stability in the galaxy. The young, charismatic leader of Earth, who had rallied her people's defiance against the imperial invasion, played a crucial role in the negotiations. Employing a combination of shrewd diplomacy, unwavering determination, and a willingness to compromise, she navigated the complex web of interstellar politics, ultimately securing a deal that would safeguard the sovereignty and autonomy of the human civilization. This is not a perfect solution, the leader acknowledged in a televised address to the people of Earth, but it is one that ensures our continued independence and allows us to chart our own course in the cosmos, while also maintaining a fragile peace with the Galactic Empire. Under the terms of the agreement, the Empire agreed to formally recognize Earth as a sovereign, independent world, retracting its previous ban on contact and entry. In return, the people of Earth promised to refrain from engaging in any activities or alliances that the Empire deemed threatening to its interests, and to maintain open channels of communication and cooperation on mutually beneficial matters. While the deal was met with mixed reactions, with some seeing it as a capitulation and others welcoming the stability it promised, the majority of the Earth's population expressed a cautious sense of optimism. They had tasted the fruits of freedom and technological advancement, and they were determined to use this newfound power to improve the lives of their people and forge their own destiny in the vast expanse of the cosmos. In the years that followed, Earth's emergence as a respected and influential player on the galactic stage began to take shape. The rapid advancements in science and technology that had followed the Empire's defeat continued to transform the planet, with new industries, innovations, and discoveries propelling humanity into a new era of prosperity and capability. Leveraging their hard-won knowledge and expertise, the people of Earth began to forge alliances and partnerships with other civilizations in the galaxy, sharing their technological breakthroughs and exploring the possibilities of interstellar cooperation. The once isolated human world had become a beacon of hope and inspiration, a testament to the power of determination and the indomitable spirit of a people who had refused to be subjugated. "We have shown the galaxy that the human spirit cannot be broken," the young leader declared, her words echoing across the stars. "Our victory against the Galactic Empire was not just a triumph for Earth, but a victory for all those who cherish the values of freedom, self-determination, and the pursuit of knowledge and progress." As the decades passed, Earth's influence continued to grow, with its representatives playing a crucial role in shaping the policies and decisions that governed the wider galactic community. The once feared and reviled backwater planet had become a respected and trusted partner, its voice carrying weight and commanding the attention of even the most powerful civilizations. Yet, even as Earth celebrated its hard-won successes, the people remained ever vigilant, mindful of the fragility of the peace they had secured and the lingering tensions that still existed between themselves and the Galactic Empire. They knew that the path ahead would not be an easy one, but they were prepared to face whatever challenges the future might hold, confident in their ability to overcome them and continue to forge their own destiny among the stars. As the people of Earth looked to the horizon, they saw not just the vast expanse of the cosmos, but the boundless potential that lay before them, a future filled with exploration, discovery, and the forging of new alliances and partnerships that would shape the course of the galaxy for generations to come.